educating our student athletes on mental health and depression and stigma to help reduce the chances of depression and stigma during the athletic career and help make the retirement transition an easier process. So now that we have this focus, how can we do that? How can we kind of create some, methods or some ways to do this within our student athletes? Because we need to, yes, we are focusing a lot on prepping our students and how to handle college and how to handle those sports at the same time, but we also need to prep them on how to win off the field. We need to prep them, because let's be honest, only about 2% of athletes are going to go pro after college. And even when you do go pro, you're going to have to retire anyways. So we are going to get a lot of athletes who are going to come to us and saying that they want to be the next LeBron James or they want to be the next Peyton Manning, but we also need to pose the question of who are you outside of that sport? There's a lot of athletes today where sports is all that they have. They've sacrificed so many years for themselves, so this is all that they have. And we kind of need to start posing that question of who are you outside of basketball? Or who are you outside of soccer? That's something that I never got in my sport as well. So some methods that we came up with was incorporating the integrated care model approach, which I think is an amazing idea. So basically with the integrated care model is that you're trying, it's a client-centered approach. So you need to gather, the athletic coaches, you need to gather the coaches and create that culture. I know earlier in some TED Talks this morning, we had kind of talked about creating that culture, that care-seeking culture. And that is absolutely huge because this thing about, yes, we can refer them to outside services, but how easy is it for a student athlete to actually go to the outside services with their busy schedule? Another thing is coordinating athletic-specific workshops and seminars. So currently the Miami Dolphins, they actually have a business seminar where they send a couple of their players to whether it's New York and other different states to learn about that financial stability after sports. That's something that is very, very huge. That's something that's not taught while you're in sports during your collegiate career is, what is that life going to look like after you retire? Because everyone has to retire. So that's a really, really big one. And then also promoting education and awareness about depression and mental health stigma amongst student athletes and coaches. So kind of just gathering together of creating that safe culture and just letting everyone know that there's a lot of people who experience these things. It's not something that is just stress or what our society likes to do is just kind of get over it and put a Band-Aid on it, but doing that only worsens the situation. So something like this needs to be incorporated more into our universities to try to help with that transition into retirement, because it only takes just one injury for it to end the career. Whether people are prepared for their retirement or whether some people are faced with the reality that they just can't go pro, it can be taken from any moment. So that's it.
Questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So on your methods on number 3 with promote education and awareness about depression and mental health stigma, have you found any research or any stuff out there where people are working on addressing the stigma specifically?
It was actually, there's very, very limited research on this. So I personally had trouble trying to find some ways that we can try to incorporate that into the schools, just because this topic is just very, very limited of it. So I personally wasn't able to find anything. Yeah.
No, I thought excuse me, your presentation was really good.